And Nick, really good to see you again. It's been too long, sir. But in terms of pre-pandemic, I want to know what your business looks like post-pandemic as opposed to pre-pandemic. Is it going to be a very different business?
Well, I think it's interesting. Some of the trends that were perhaps already there that have been accelerated by what's happened are very supportive of our businesses. I mean, whether it's the pace of scientific research, the data intensity of scientific research, the need to verify identity online, the growth in e-commerce, the advancement of digital learning, all those things really play into the sort of things we're doing, using data analytics to support science, to support identity verification online, etc. So if anything, the trends that are supporting the development of the business have been accelerated through all this.
So an accelerated trend as well, but what areas of the business have suffered during, regardless of these secular changes, have suffered during the pandemic, which you have real questions about financing going forward as a CFO?
Yeah, then I don't think it's a question of the long-term impacts on those businesses and whether the financing of them, but clearly there's been some disruption. The exhibitions business is the obvious part of that. There's been disruption. We've still got a bit of print in science and in legal that's been disrupted. Some of the underlying transactional activity in playing to risk has been disrupted. So that roughly halved the growth rates in STM, legal and risk, but they still grew. And the electronic side of things developed, and those backdrop of those trends are very good for the business in the medium term, and that's why we're saying getting back to pre-COVID-19 trends for science and legal and risk in 2021.
Nick, for anyone who's been to an exhibition in the recent years, they know what it looked like on the ground. People packed into conference halls, as many people from as many nations as possible signal the success of an exhibition in some ways. It's hard to see, even with vaccines, getting back to that type of situation in coming years. So is the exhibition model somewhat broken at this point?
Yeah, look, clearly the short-term outlook for that business is highly uncertain, and what that's going to look like as we come back, as face-to-face interaction comes back, we'll have to see. In a sense, you're right in that having packed exhibition halls may no longer be what people are looking for. Actually, a smaller, higher quality audience may be what people are looking for, with digital enhancement and remote participation in exhibitions. But I think from the exhibitions we are running in Asia and from the demand we're seeing for exhibitors, the appetite for face-to-face interaction, the need for face-to-face interaction is still there. And we'll just have to see how when that comes back and how it comes back.
I look forward to seeing what happens to the ticket pricing then, Nick, if it's a small audience. And let me ask you about what you're seeing on the scientific, technical and medical side of the business, because I think even some of us who've never picked up a scientific publication before is now forced to do so as we track the vaccine story, the COVID story. Yeah. What are you seeing directly at RELX on the back of this trend?
Well, the importance of the verification of science, confirmation of what's good science and what's not reliable, this dissemination of scientific information, the use of data in science, the pace of scientific development, all those things are coming through very strongly. And you see that in the submissions to our primary research publishing business in science, up over 20% in terms of the submissions of people wanting to have their science published on our platforms. And so you can see those trends just accelerating through all this, and that's obviously very supportive of our overall business model.